think the intention of the dog park was to capitalize on using an existing lot that is part of City of Utica parkland to transform an area into something that could be used throughout the community. So I think the idea with the dog park was green space, bigger area, and allowing residents, especially after COVID, being able, locked in your homes, to have a place that you can go outside, use this area. So the idea with the dog park was to take the area that was Dave's Dump at the corner of South Park Drive and Welsh Bush and do some restoration. So there was a lot of site work that was required, a lot of tree clearing, renovations, removal.
Many years ago, the Parks Department, through its urban forestry program, taking down trees, had to have a place to put trees that couldn't go down to the recycling plant. So we ended up putting them up at Valley View, up at the Parks Garage. We ran out of capacity there, and then we ended up going over here, Proctor Park, which ended up being called Dave's Dump. The pile started to grow, it grew, it grew, it grew. We had people taking some, but not as fast as we were bringing it in. Also during that time frame, we also had people illegally dumping here that were not supposed to even be in here, and nobody could catch them, and then it really became a dump, the term Dave's Dump. So over the years, this site has lent itself to a lot of different ideas through myself, through different mayors that I've worked for. But the mayor said, look, it's a huge eyesore, we need to do something. What do you want to do? And when the ARPA money became available, all the plans started to fall in place. And the mayor said, this is our opportunity to get rid of that eyesore and create something good. About 2 years ago, the mayor said, why don't you call Mohawk Valley Materials, call Joe, and ask him to come over and take a look at this and see what he can do to help us out. We did a contract with him. He came in, went through it, took him a little bit longer than he thought. What he ended up doing is he brought in a tub grinder, a machine to go through the pile, because there were stumps, there was logs, there was just junk, and he separated everything. And then he trucked the mulch out. He ended up recycling the majority of all the material that was here. He did a fantastic job. It was done. We had a clean site to work with.
We have now 2 beautiful parks that are separated for large dogs, which is just over a ½ acre, and a smaller area for the little dogs, about a ¼ acre. So the dog parks are separated, and the little dog park entrance is at the end of the parking lot, and the main larger dogs are at the beginning. So there's about a 200 to 300 foot gap just in the entrances alone. With that area, we want to ensure that you are playing with dogs of similar size, so it's completely safe. The dogs that are there are required to have city license to ensure that they have their rabies and shots. You are on a leash at all times until you are in the gated area, and there's message boards as well for other information, animal control phone number for concerns, as well as the park maintenance in case there's anything there that needs to be cleaned up. We ask that you keep that first gate closed at all times, especially when you're doing transitions of people going in and out. Another key fact about the park is we do have the green waste and the garbage pickup. We ask that you clean up after your dogs, no drinking, no smoking, all the standard things within the city park limits. It'll be open dawn to dusk, following same hours as all other city parks. We have some lighting, we have a parking lot. Central New York Construction did the work, exceeded our expectations, and we're very pleased with the outcome.
One of the things we were looking for is this park is utilized by thousands of people. So you want to make it so there's connectivity here. So if you look at our park when we were putting this together and all the amenities we have, just take a look right down here. You'll see a beautiful bridge. If you're in the parks, you could walk up through here, through the bridge. You want to park here and walk in through use the other facilities. There's all connectivity. There's continuity behind the thoughts of what we put into our parks. They're beautiful parks. Everything we've done is ADA compliant. Our dog parks, our splash pads, our playground equipment, everything is handicap accessible. We reached out to the best to make sure that we hit it right out of the ballpark in our dog park. Out of the ballpark in our dog park.
All of these improvements that have been able to happen throughout the years has been a constant persistence of the mayor's drive and effort and true passion to make the city a better place. And I think it really is a no-brainer that when looking around, it has made a difference. And the efforts that have been there, that have been pushed into his team to find the efficient ways to make Utica the best little city in America is really starting to make a difference. And I think that it's important to recognize that without that hard work, that drive, the commitment, and the endless constant discussions to find ways ways to improve the areas. You name it, it's every direction you look in any category you can imagine. We are finding a way to make the city have options for people to do outside, low cost, and just truly enjoy the assets that we have by making them the best they can be.